7:30. Must be a summer Friday because look at that plaza, ladies and gentlemen. Some of those folks, they started lining up yesterday. All of them here for the incredibly talented Renee Rapp. She hasn't been here in a couple of years, but she's back this morning, going to perform some favorites. Also give us a taste of that upcoming sophomore album that's going to be dropping soon.
With an unforgettable title.
Unforgettable title. Yeah, we'll tell you about that a little bit later.
That's a good crowd right there.
There's also a pretty big party happening in Italy this weekend. Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, they're getting hitched in front of a who's who celebrity guest list. NBC's Molly Hunter, she drew the assignment of the morning. She is live for us in Venice. Molly, good morning.
Craig, Savannah, Carson, someone had to do it. Well, festivity is already underway. This is actually day 2, and so many A-listers in town. We have spotted a few, but I want to show you where the main event today is taking place. So just behind me, that is San Giorgio Maggiore, that beautiful white church on a separate island. And city officials tell us that while there may be a wedding ceremony today, they're not getting legally married under Italian law.
This morning, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez kicking off day 2 of their wedding weekend extravaganza. All smiles boarding a water taxi last night. And the A-listers are here too. Bill Gates, the Kardashians, pals Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King, Usher, Tom Brady, the newly single Orlando Bloom, and Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner. And just like the bride and groom, everyone travels by boat.
And here, of course, we've got one of the highlights of the city, which is Rialto Bridge.
Tour guide Igor Skamparin discreetly showed us last night's venue. The beautiful 14th century Madonna dell'Orto in a quiet neighborhood, interrupted mid-party by dramatic thunderstorms.
And Friday's event will be a little bit farther away from the crowds. Directly across from St. Mark's, you have San Giorgio Maggiore, a beautiful church on an island, and behind it, an amphitheater.
Behind the church, we got an amazing garden with like an amphitheater. We use it for different kinds of events.
Like ceremonies for
Absolutely.
150, 200 people, for example.
Intimate little ceremony in between friends.
Back to the main island, the third and final party location is also a stunner.
And Saturday night's exclusive party, even more off the beaten track. It is at the Arsenale, the city's old naval shipyard, still controlled by the military. And it is incredibly hard to get to for the public, for the paparazzi, and most importantly, for the protesters.
The group, No Space for Bezos, has been small but noisy in recent weeks.
This city is for everybody, for Bezos, for her wife, and for you, for me.
And local painter Luigi says it's cause for celebration.
Absolutely forever positive. It's a right beautiful occasion for every human, and not only business. It's life.
And love.
Love.
Molly, loved that T-shirt that guy was wearing, by the way, just as an aside. So a lot of it's still under wraps, but do we know any surprises that might be in the works, Molly?
Yeah, Craig, Luigi was great. Well, look, you mentioned a big party. That is an understatement. We actually have an estimate from the regional governor who puts the price tag on this 3-day event at more than $50 million. For context, about 1,000 times more than the average American spends on their wedding. And experts are even wondering, how can you possibly spend so much money in so little time? Are there A-list performers we don't know about? A lot of security, of course, that's very expensive. But that is exactly why protesters have been hitting the streets in the last couple of days and why we will see a pretty big protest here on Saturday, Craig. But that is exactly why protesters have been hitting the streets in the last couple of days and why we will see a pretty big protest here on Saturday, Craig.
50 million. All right. Molly Hunter. Molly, thank you.
Your daughter marries
Enjoy your
Jeff
weekend.
Bezos of all people, and you get stuck. The father of the bride gets stuck with a $50 million.
I know. You know what, though? They got free 2-day shipping, so it's worth it.
All people, and you get stuck. The father of the bride gets stuck with a $50 million.
I know. You know what, though? They got free 2-day shipping, so it's worth it. Okay.
Right. All people, and you get stuck. The father of the bride gets stuck with a $50 million.
I know. You know what, though? They got free 2-day shipping, so